Alright, sorry about that. Alright. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network. It's been a long time since we've been back over here to do these boys in honor of calling their races. It's been quite a long time, but here we are. I see some new faces over here in the SRU side of things, as they are at. I gotta send them this link.
They are at Nashville.
Yeah, there you go.
Nashville Fairgrounds this evening, Brian. Nashville Fairgrounds, located basically on the outskirts of Nashville. It's over there, just out, like literally, like it's almost inside the city, just about of Nashville, but not quite.
Oh, that's the wrong group chat I'm in. Uh-oh. Oh well. Yeah, right outside Nashville. Somebody got the video, but oh well.
Not the right. Oh well.
I see some familiar faces, like I said. Let me go over the race information here. I don't even know if it's the right stuff, but we'll see. Obviously the miles ain't right, so we'll just get rid of the miles.
I think it's 89 miles, right?
I don't even know how many laps it is or nothing. So
it's 150 laps, I believe.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom. How many miles? We'll just say 80. The hell with it. But stay at it's 76 degrees out there. You see, they're obviously in Nashville. It's a half-mile track. Track temp's 103 degrees. It is 76 degrees outside. 45% humidity. A little overcast up in the air there. And the 8-mile-per-hour wind. They do get 75% fuel. 150 laps. We're just gonna guess that's 80 miles. They get 4 sets of tires, 1 quick fix, and 2 GWCs. Here on the SRU side of things. So,
what's the fuel mileage or the fuel percentage?
75. All right, it's 150 laps. Got updated, and they have a stage break at lap 40. So lap 40 will be their stage breaks. I totally forgot they do stage breaks. So it's got to kind of got me thrown off a little bit. You know?
89.4 mile.
There you go. So
next week is New Hampshire here in the SRU Xfinity Series. Then after that, it is the streets of Chicago. Off week for the 4th of July. And then back at it again at the Brickyard in Michigan. And then an off week for the playoffs.
But like I said, we're familiar with most of these guys. Michael Yarrow. I see Gilmore, Bridgman, Deutscher, Hartwell, Rader. So those were the only ones that technically went out. So
Hartwell said in our chat that we were doing Sunday evening, me and Joshua on Max Speed TV, he said he was going to focus more on the Xfinity Series Championship since he is currently in the lead of this championship. He's got a slim margin over Michael Yarrow. Kyle Munson in 3rd position, Terry Duguay 4th, and Mark Kosick rounds out the top 5 in points here in the SRU Xfinity Series, Brian.
yes, sir. Okay, thank you for keeping me updated with the points there, because I don't whatchamacallit. But anyway, here's the lineup. You see here, it'll be Nick Rader, P1. P2 will be Brandon Hartwell. P3, the most phenomenal Zach Deutscher. P4 will be Michael Yarrow. P5 will be Jeff Gilmore. P6 will be Josh Jones. P7 will be Philip Bridgman. P8 will be Kyle Munson. P9 will be Terry Duguay. Always good to see Terry. Hey, P10 will be Kevin Roy. P11 will be Paul Coheen. P12 will be, I'm just going to call him Bobby D. P13 to be Mark Kosick. P14 to be Michael Palmer. So 14 competitors here on this side of things, Will.
Bobby Ditto. Ditto, let's call him Bobby Ditto, because,
Bobby
yeah,
Ditto Mencio?
I guess I could always jump down there and be like, how you pronounce your name, Bobby, if he's down there in the voice chat.
It's alright, we're not good at pronunciation 9 times out of 10. Oh, that should be the right logo, I hope. Well, that's just my logo. I'm gonna have to switch that. I do think I have a SRUs in there somewhere. I don't know, there's just so many different logos we have here and all that other stuff, so.
You got the Bearded Bear Customs up on the scoring pylon.
Oh, I do. You gotta switch that. Good catch.
You're welcome. I believe we will have 13 starters. Buzz, Paul Cohen. I think he's race control, or he just chills. He doesn't always race every race. But Nick Rader, man, we've covered Nick Rader before in the past, Brian, and he is always quick in these Xfinity cars. He raced over in the B&R side of things for a season or two, and he was a quick guy over there. He was always a force to reckon with in these Xfinity cars.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
looks like we're going to get 2 warm-up pace laps here.
like I said, a lot of familiar faces here that we are very familiar with.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And pretty much most of these guys I do cover on Sundays as well in the Cup Series. Michael Yarrow, Gilmore, Deutscher, Bridgman, Munson, Duguay, Roy.
Anyway, Will, pace car is off.
Green flag.
Yes, pace car is off. They're rolling. Green flag is out. And we're underway racing here at Nashville Fairgrounds. You know, back in the day, the Cup Series used to race here, and it was 420 laps. These Busch Grand National cars raced here as well with them, and it was 320 laps. So a tad bit of useless information that nobody needs to truly know, I guess. But well, if they was to race here again, it would probably be 420 laps.
Well, from the report that I got, they want stuff like this. So,
oh, they really do, yes.
They'll have 2 tracks in the, 2 tracks in at least the Nashville area, or Lebanon, which is not that far away from Nashville Super Speedway. So that would be nice.
That's a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yep. Here, Michael Yarrow, P4 at the moment. Sliding up a little
under
bit.
Attack by Jones there in the 76. This is truly a driver's track though, Brian, here at the fairgrounds. So it can be a technical course, a very technical short track. As you see these drivers really having a offset diamond line, I guess you could say.
Hey, believe it or not.
Deutsch.
Sorry. Did Iowa earlier. The cars handle really good now.
That's fantastic, Brian.
I guess.
Maybe. No, I'm just saying, you know, maybe we could go back to Iowa.
Let's go.
Bridgman and Deutscher in not really matching Hellman's paint schemes, but in Hellman's paint schemes, those aerokinetic boys always try to be matching for the most part. Gilmore, I love Gilmore's paint scheme. Rusty Wallace throwback. He's
He's
always
always
in a
had that.
Miller High Life.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's
Yeah,
always in that.
he's always in some type of Miller High Life car. Yes, whether it be like the Bobby Allison throwbacks or the Rusty Wallace throwbacks.
Then he should go do the Iowa.
Right.
See, there's some linkage from the 76 there. Not too sure it will if they have a rule on that. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've been over here. Good 2 or 3 years maybe at least. So I'm not sure a lot of the rules still the same.
In laps in, Brian, and we have indeed.
Yes,
that's the way it goes, though. Got to stay busy, got to stay active. 10 laps in, and over 10 seconds, 11 and a half seconds now, separate the field from Nick Rader back to Michael Palmer in the 31 car. So I believe that's Palmer's first name, Michael. Anyway, so like I said, like you said, it's been a minute since we covered some of these guys. Palmer isn't a regular in the Cup Series, so can't remember his first name. I remember him from the Truck Series that we used to cover. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Michael.
It is Michael.
Yes, I remember. So Nick Rader out in front, leading Hartwell by 0.6 of a second. Deutscher has fallen off their pace a tad bit to almost a full 2 seconds. Then Michael Yarrow still has Jones all over him like a bad rash. Gilmore just stalking that battle for 4th and 5th. He's back in 6th position. Bridgman, he's trying to drive away from Kyle Munson in 7th and 8th position there. Terry Duguay in 9th position. Ditto in the 10th position. Mark Kosick 11th. Michael Palmer 12th. And Kevin Roy has been passed by Palmer for 13th and 12th position. No, you're good. You're good. I was, we're only.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we're only 15 laps in. I was just giving a little early in the going rundown here. So when is the stage break again, Brian? 40. I guess I could have popped in and actually confirmed that and asked that while ago, but just slacking a little bit.
Will. You got these 3 here. You got one fixing the splice up here in the front here with Hartwell and Rader.
Yeah, the Hartwell-Rader battle, that's kind of an F1 battle. And then you have, Deutscher, Yarrow, and Jones going at it for 3rd position pretty much, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Like I said, Gilmore's just eyeing this, just kind of licking his chops, it looks like. But for the most part, we're all racing just to lap 40 to that stage. I can't remember if it's the first 3 or the first 5 that get awarded stage points over here in SRU. I think it's the top 5. I could be mistaken. I think it's different each series. I could be mistaken there too. So,
boy, I tell you what, that 76 is making me a little nervous. I think that's what's throwing Gilmore off. So, well, 20 laps to go before the stage here.
Been a pretty calm, mild-mannered race so far. Like you said, halfway to go till the stage break.
See, Yarrow had a little slip up there. But end up collecting it to get on back on by the 76 of Jones there, so we are in that Ryan Truex paint scheme. 23 laps
Kevin
in,
Roy.
coming to 24 laps in.
And Kevin Roy is the first car one lap down. Nick Rader has put Kevin Roy a lap down. The next person to go a lap down would be Michael Palmer. Not sure why Kevin Roy is off the pace so early. Almost unlike Kevin to fall off the pace this quickly. But maybe Nashville's just not, the best track for Kevin. We've seen Kevin normally just linger in the back till it's go time, so anything's quite possible still. Look at this battle for the lead heating up as Hartwell has got back to Rader. These two Bass Pro Shop cars. I'm not sure if Hartwell and Rader are teammates or what now, but you never know. Nick is good about recruiting people into his fold.
It's like 3 Bass Pro Shops. You got Palmer,
right?
You got Rader, and you got Hartwell.
I remember one of my doppelgangers, Will Roberts, races with Nick. Ernie used to race with Nick. So many people, right?
Rader had a slip up there, which got Hartwell underneath, but we know that low lane can be very loose. Yankees up already. It's the third game in a row they went up. So Facebook has been given some problems here with broadcasting on Facebook. I don't know what it is, they have to fix it, but we're always good for YouTube and Twitch. So, well, we got 10 laps to go to the stage. I'm sure tire wear here is a doozy.
Almost definitely. It is definitely going to be one of those tracks. It's going to be rough and tough on the tires.
So, I done a race here, but it was the open sets. And you see how Hartwell was there flying on the wheel? That's exactly how it was. With their new updates that they do put out monthly or weekly, whatever it is. That's why I like iRacing. They are, like I told you before, they are constantly up to date with their stuff. Anytime they get feedback from the drivers in real life, they go ahead and try to jump on that as quick as possible. So that's one thing I like. So we're never left out of nothing. So, but like I told you before, there was a rumor in September all the tracks should have the updated configurations. So, oh, you see here Hartwell looking to pass Nick Rader. He's got him by a nose so far. Are they going to lean on each other? Well, caution is out.
I'm not sure who had the lead, a moment of caution, but Nick and Hartwell, they were giving each other tons and tons of room there, very respectfully. So now it's going back to Phillip.
You see there, the rear slips off. I always do it early. Just right there, going to the turn.
But then, yep.
What a save. What a save. It's a good save there.
He did save it.
Avoided that massive tire there that's sitting in the pit road there. So we see here, Will, everybody's pitting. As we'll watch the race battle off pit road here. Ooh, Zach. It was Zach. No, Philip. Yeah, that was Philip. No, it wasn't. Okay, it was Zach. My bad. So Zach won the race off pit road. Zach, Hartwell, and Raider. I keep forgetting Philip and Zach are teammates here. So Zach won the race off pit road, then Hartwell, then Raider. That's strategy key. That's the key. Early exit by Kevin Roy. Something had happened to Kevin Roy. I don't know if they like being talked to over here. I can't remember.
I think they do. They don't mind it. They don't mind being pulled up and talked to under caution.
Okay,
Yeah, unfortunate for Kevin Roy.
talk to Zach real
Mechanical failure. Oh, okay.
Deutscher,
What's up?
how's it going, sir?
Is it?
It's going.
Is this the stage caution as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
well,
just wanted confirmation.
I won't.
All right, so we're gonna pace for. No,
because they're
I
going
mean,
back green.
oh, they're going back green. Oh, okay.
We'll talk to you later, Zach. I didn't realize they were going that quick.
No problem, guys. See ya.
Yeah, I forgot. We should have done a little earlier. I didn't realize. iRacing in their fancy jazz with a lot of the shortened laps. But anyway, he said that will be the stage caution.
Green flag.
So Zach's going to lead them back out here. As they head into turns 1 and 2. Well, you see how rough that bottom lane is with the bumps here.
Well, that's why we've seen people do, like I was saying earlier, like a backwards diamond. They were kind of going into the middle lane and then diamonding up a half a lane earlier. They're still doing that, but at least some rubber has been laid down on the track now. You're going to have hopefully some grip now. A new set of tires for everybody here.
See there, Hartwell.
Hartwell.
Oh, about to get it.
Yep, Hartwell to the inside, applying the pressure, trying to take the lead away from Deutscher, but Deutscher has that outside momentum, not really hitting the bumps on the outside as much as Hartwell on the inside. More bumpy on that bottom lane. Like you talked about, Deutscher has a bit of a bobble coming out of turn number 4 down the front stretch here. That might give him, no it does not, Hartwell still hits the bumps in the bottom. So Nick Rader looking for a way by as well. He wants back to the front, he wants back to the clean air.
But Zach is finessing that outside lane there.
And he takes the lead away back from Hartwell. Sorry, Brian, I wasn't trying to talk over you.
No, you're fine, you're good.
As now it almost becomes a battle between Hartwell and Rader. Like Zach confirmed for us, that was also the stage caution. So sometimes with the stage racing, with leagues on iRacing, they will, if it gets too close to the stage caution, or to the comp caution when they were going to throw the caution for the stage, right? They will just go ahead and use the caution that came out for that stage. And that is what I do believe happened there. Like you said, Kevin Roy out of the race here. Something awry with Kevin Roy's car probably. So Deutscher, Hartwell, Rader, that's the top 3. Yarrow in 4th position. Jones 5th. Bridgman 6th. Gilmore 7th. Koshik 8th. Ditto 9th, and Munson in 10th. That rounds out the top 10. Duguay and Palmer 11th and 12th. 6 seconds at the moment rounds out the field in this opening stanza of this second stint.
That it does.
You can see Deutscher just keeps kind of edging away ever so slightly because Hartwell in 1 and 2 keeps kind of going over the bumps in the bottom lane, and that keeps slowing his momentum ever so slightly. Deutscher seems to be trying to avoid those bumps, but now Hartwell keeps trying to run that line as well to avoid the bumps, just not having too much luck, it seems, as that lead just kind of keeps fluctuating at 4/10 right there. So
So 100 laps to go next time by.
these tires really love to scream getting into these corners here, or just going through the corners. We can hear it on some of the onboards. Some of the drivers, they're slinging it into these corners, and those tires, they're really barking. I tell you, any fans out there watching this race, go up and look. Look up the Nashville Fairgrounds races from back in the day. They're uploaded up on YouTube. They're great races to watch. If you're bored, some of the first actual kind of night racing came from the Nashville Fairgrounds. Everybody wants to say Bristol or Charlotte or this or that or what have you, but Nashville Fairgrounds had lights back in the day, and they, like I said, they ran 420 laps around here in the Cup Series. I think Darrell Waltrip holds the track record with most wins here in the Cup Series. I could be wrong, but I think it's Darrell.
Anyway, we'll
Without having to look it up.
Tomorrow we head back to Canada as the Bearded Bear Custom Fix Cup Series takes on Circuitville Newt. So that's going to be a doozy. Oh, just my 6th lap mode. Oh goodness. Sorry. Sidetracked today. I'm a sports fanatic, so I like my sports. But anyway, well, you see here now Yarrow trying to apply the pressure to Nick Rader. I think Nick Rader's racecraft is kind of slipping away from him now, with him being in that dirty air.
That's a good possibility.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Yes, I have to agree with you slightly. It's a good possibility, but Nick is just struggling with corner drive off of turn number 4 there from the center off, it looks like. That seems to be really only where he's struggling. But, you know, just as well as I do, Brian, whenever it comes to a bank short track or really any short track, you struggle at one end of the track, it's going to hurt the entire lap. And, man, he's really having to saw that wheel coming through turn number 4. It may not look all that big, but in these Xfinity cars, it's big movements. It's big sawing of the wheel. So that's one of the closest battles on track at the moment that we have. Rader against Yarrow here.
You see there, Nick Rader is really sawing on that wheel. Well, and it just looks like that. I don't know, loose, tight, it all depends, really.
This car is a mixture of a lot of things right now. I mean, it is a fixed set league, right? Like, everybody's on the same setup, but it all depends on your steering lock, you know, the steering rack of which you want to have in your car. Terry Duguay!
How are you doing, bud?
Terry Duguay loses it out of turn number 2 here on lap number 60. I believe it was 60. It might have been 61, but Terry, unfortunate. He's normally a pretty good short track racer. Now, I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing Terry inside, say the top 10. Excuse me, like the top 5. But bam, the car just gets away from him there out of turn number 2 and into the concrete back straightaway wall there just after pit road exit. So everybody coming back down again, no surprise. Like we talked about, this track could be rough and tough on tires. Everybody getting to their pit stalls. Who will come out first? Once they come out, it'll be ample opportunity, Brian, to talk to somebody. Looks like Zach gets it. So comes in the leader, leaves the leader, and now we have time to talk to Zach again. If you want to bring Zach, whoever, Brandon, doesn't matter. We got, like I said, we got a little bit of time now.
Deutscher.
Zach?
What's going on, man?
Oh, just chilling, man. You kind of almost taken over the control of the race here, it looks like. Oh, pesky fly. But just really trying to keep it from here on out, right, for the last 90 some odd laps, right?
Yeah, just survival at this point, not to beat up your tires any more than it already is.
So, what would you say is the most difficult part of this track right now?
Definitely getting on the throttle. It is very touchy for sure. It wants to whip you every time you get on it for sure.
Yes, sir, I agree
And
with you.
I see you're staying basically on the stripe, like the stripes on the bottom lane. You're not exactly going down to the paint, or you're trying to respect the bumps of it, as if this was like Sebring, right? Because it's very bumpy in turns 1 and 2. We've seen whenever Hartwell was side by side with you how struggling it was to try to make a move on that bottom lane, and most competitors are trying to stay off those bumps. Is that also what you're trying to do too, Zach? Stay off the bumps as well?
If you can do it right, the bumps can benefit you because they help you turn, but at the same time, if you abuse it, it's going to really bite you in the ass. But yeah, the middle groove, I think, is going to be faster, especially restarts. But if the bottom can do it right, it's going to be a really good drag race most times off the corner.
Well, best of luck, Zach. Thanks for talking to us. Catch you later, bro.
Heck yeah, see ya.
So 66 laps complete in the books at the moment. Second caution, getting done working that second caution. Pace cars pulling into the safety and confines of pit road. And green flag is out like we just heard. Everybody going to barrel back into turns 1 and 2. Yarrow overshoots the corner, but he gathers it back up side by side. Nick Rader, Zach Deutscher. Zach might be compromised here. He's not all that great on the bottom from the looks of things. Nick Rader, though, that outside lane prevails, as we have seen earlier in the race. It's a difficult track to pull off passes, to get your passes, done and over with, complete, because it can be for the most part, a single groove track, but there can be passing made and done. It's all about getting the car to stick most of the time. Nick Rader back in the lead over Zach Deutscher. Zach Deutscher, though, trying to get a fish hook reeled in on that Bass Pro Shops car, and just following as Hartwell in third position, Yarrow fourth, and right there, Jeff Gilmore rounds out the top 5. See Zach trying to maybe get a nose
How about water?
Zach just talked to us about how tricky, how difficult, how almost annoying it can be trying to get back to the throttle here, Brian, coming off the corner. And like I said, he was trying to keep a nose up, at least a half a nose out away from Raider here, and I want to say he just loses it on. Yeah, gets back to the throttle, Brian. The car doesn't like it. Too much torque, apparently, for the wheels coming off of turn number 4. Wheel slippage there. And that's definitely a hard impact into that inside retaining wall. Somebody who was running up front, leading the race just moments ago, and now in the back with this damage, with these problems. Now getting a ride on board view here, riding on board the roof cam, and you can see right before you went to the slow-mo, Brian, the car starts to kick away, and it's almost from that point on that Deuscher just has no control, right? He's already committed to cranking the wheel to the right, but it's already gone, Brian, coming out of that turn, the turn 4 transition here. Just kind of can bite you at times, and that is exactly, unfortunately, what we just saw.
He had a very good car to run up.
It's going to be very difficult to kind of work his way back up through the field. I'm not 100% sure. I think there's quick repairs in the Xfinity Series here. I'm not
from what I see,
100.
yes.
Okay, coolio. I didn't say a lie. Halfway to go. Working this third caution here. So not as many cautions as you probably thought would be happening at Nashville in 74 laps, Brian, or 75 laps. But it's been a quite intriguing race. One fast repair. So, hey, at least he's got it, right?
Yeah. So he should be good to go. Hopefully not get involved in anything else. We know Zach is quick and he can make his way back up to the front. But it's just all on that dirty air and how it will play a factor. So they're gonna line up this time and take the green. Next time we'll let
Nick
them
Rader picking.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say Nick Rader picking the outside lane here. That's probably what I would do if I was the race leader every time. Pick the outside lane here. Go ahead, Brian.
We'll let them run a couple of laps, see if they can get settled in, and then we'll do our section of the night. So we'll let these boys get settled in, and then we'll cut away and do our portion.
Green flag, green flag, green flag.
See there, Nick Rader with a good start. But his teammate there, Will, has some company of that 57, Gilmore.
Yeah, Gilmore's now cracked himself inside the top 3, looking for podium finish here. Like we said, just under halfway to go. Bridgman now inside the top 5. Yarrow still in 4th position, holding that position down pretty well. He's got a tent pitched and everything for 4th position, it looks like. So.
Yep. Alright, so we'll do our little step away real quick, Will. SRU Xfinity Series give them the awesome ride-alongs and the sound of these Xfinity cars. It's been a while since we heard them, so.
Cool.
So, here we go. in. Coming to 99. Raider, Hartwell, Yarrow. And you got the 76 right there. As you see there, Hartwell try to look to the inside of that 23. But Yarrow is all over the back end of that 25.
Yes, Brian Yarrow has caught up to the back of Hartwell. Hartwell was all over the back of Raider for about 10 laps during the crank it up out of the 15 that we did, right? He was all over the back of Raider, but now since Yarrow has caught Hartwell, Yarrow's all over the back of Raider now like a bad rash. Jones was up here, Josh Jones, I believe that's his name, right? JJ the Jet Plane. Anyway, so he has not turned into JJ the Jet Plane this race. Hopefully he does not. We don't want to see that. Okay, I was just saying a show from my childhood. Brian probably watched JJ the Jet Plane, didn't you? Or
not
was
so
that?
much.
No.
But I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it.
You're a few years older than me, so probably Thomas the Tank Engine, but not JJ the Jet Plane, right? So anyway,
Yes.
I like.
Pretty much.
I always tell everybody, out of all of the Thomas the Tank Engine narrations, because the original shows of Thomas the Tank Engine was redubbed and narrated 3 different times by 3 different narrators. I can't name the third narrator, but it was a British person. But anyway, the other 2 narrators is George Carlin and the guy, what is his name? One of the Baldwin brothers, Brian. I think it's the person. I think it is. Oh my! Something happened to the CarQuest Auto Parts number 3 car of Ditto. Hopefully Ditto did not. I mean, obviously he found a wall, but no caution. I mean, he is a modified. When did that occur? Oh my! Just Lord Almighty, I feel the temperature rise, and that's probably what that radiator's saying to him at the moment.
4 laps ago.
Oh, and who is that? Oh, that's Mark Koshik bringing his car to the pits. Oh man, I don't know if that's a scheduled pit stop, Brian, or what's going on there, but I prefer, back to Thomas the Tank Engine real quick, I prefer the Thomas the Tank Engine episodes or the dub with George Carlin narration, because that's the best. His voice is just
His voice is
so
always iconic.
yeah, like and just hearing him. Oh well, yeah, but like to hear him speak like actually cleanly, like is like you're so mind blown by like George like just speaking clean sentences like without using any of the 7 dirty words, right? So
yeah,
that's what kind of blew me away. Like whenever I was younger was how people, I guess I'm kind of one of them too, but how people can kind of censor themselves depending on what the situation brings or is or who they're talking to. I've always been that way. I've always been able, Brian, not so much because he's just got that.
Raider got loose.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's washing up in front of Hartwell there, which
Trying
is now
to defend. I guess they got tired of me talking about Thomas the Tank Engine and was like, man, we got to make it interesting. He's just talking about Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, you see there, Hartwell goes in there a little strong, Will. Not too sure if he's going to lay that bumper to him.
I mean, come on, out of all the Child's, like, themes that you could ever hear, it's like Elmo's World, Thomas the Tank Engine theme, and, like, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, right? Like, that's my top three. I don't know about anybody else, but, like...
Oh, Yarrow!
Oh! Third place man Yarrow just about loses it, wipes out, and JJ is able to get around him there for third position. It's just, Brian, it's our first race. I've already got nicknames for everybody. And,
well, that never takes long for you.
No, it does not. I could know somebody 10 seconds, and bam, I've already got a nickname for you. So, right there, well... Oh, bam, battle for the lead, Brian. Battle for the lead. It's intensifying. Now Hartwell decides to go maybe try the bottom, his luck around the bottom side. He's tried the high side, and Nick is like, just keeps slapping him away up there. But on the bottom, he's got to deal with the bumps. Like I said, it's almost like Sebring turned into an oval. If, we all remember what Sebring... Anyway, so, like, yes, I wonder if I could call some of these phone numbers around on some of these billboards and see if they actually work, Brian. We should do that one day. Oh, man, Hartwell gets loose going into 3, and Raider gets loose on the entry of 4. Man, what an intense battle for the lead we have going on here. Now, third position heating up is, what is his name? Yarrow. Gets back on the pace, back on the loud pedal, and gets back around the 76 machine. I had to think for a minute. Next week it'll all be fine. I'll remember all these numbers. It's simple. Like I always used to tell everybody, hey, just give me a few days and I'll have everything down pat. Oh, I tell you what, this is some great racing.
Yeah.
Coming to 25 laps to go, Brian. I never got fuel mileage from nobody, but I can only assume that it's maybe similar to per se, North Wilkesboro or maybe even Bristol, Brian. And if we just remember what they get at those two facilities.
North Wilkesboro, probably more like it.
Well, okay, thanks for agreeing with me. I like that. But anyway, you get what I mean. Yeah. So, they should have enough fuel to go the distance. I want to say. I mean, don't shoot me or hold me to that. But the way they're racing, it looks like they got enough fuel to go to distance. It's like the front runners are not conserving nothing. Even Yarrow is trying to chase back what he lost and be back at the back bumper, the trunk lid maybe, of these two that are just side by side, man. This is just fantastic racing going on between Nick Raider and Brandon Hartwell. But Brian, we've seen before in the past that Nick Raider is a very gentleman-like driver. He gives tons of room. He almost like a Mark Martin, like, hey, don't rough me up. I don't have to rough you up, pal, right? Like, that's how I used to race. I used to give people room and so on, but race them cleanly. Don't touch me, I will touch you back type of mentality, right? Oh, Hartwell finally getting enough room. Is it going to be enough? It is. He finally secures the lead off the bottom lane as Nick Rader just kept getting a bit, I guess you want to say wheel spinny happy. Yeah, let's try to reword that later, shall we? Coming up on Philip Bridgman. Yes, that works too. Coming up on Philip Bridgman as Philip is going to go a lap down here to the race leaders. One of the Hellman's cars, Aerokinetics cars, if you will, the Aerokinetic teammates of Philip Bridgman and Zach Deutscher. Next week at New Hampshire, you know.
Oh, Raider got loose again.
Yes, he did. This is that time of the run, Brian, that we saw earlier in the race where Nick Rader started to fall off, remember? And yes. Hartwell did take the lead from him. Oh man. It's that turn 4, like I talked about earlier. It's just turn 4 now, just giving him fits out the wazoo.
Very interesting race, I would say that. A good race.
Yarrow has caught up to second place, Nick Rader, and it's about to be a dogfight for second place again, Brian.
Yes, it is, Will.
20 laps to go. Hartwell, Rader, Yarrow. That is the top 3 as they run at the moment. Like
Yarrow looks to the inside of that 23.
Oh, he gets loose again. Oh, my goodness. What a save. Phillip in the wall. That's okay, though. Everybody keeps it straight. So, it's just that time of the race, that time of the run. Everybody's going to be handling a bit different. I believe this could be the longest run of the race, too, Brian. So everybody is handling with the worst handling that they probably have had the entire race. How many more times can I say handling in a sentence? Anyway, so I just had to rethought what I just said, right? So I went down the podium a while ago. Yarrow's still in third because of that massive slide that he had a while ago. And JJ the Jet Plane is in 4th position. I need to stop calling him that. Gilmore in 5th position. Caution is out! Oh, it's Yarrow! Michael Yarrow spinning from the 3rd position out of turn number 4. Treacherous turn number 4, Brian.
Oh yeah, turn 4 can be a doozy.
So down here in the bottom lane, he rushes up a little bit, gets back to the throttle, and he's trying to be at the door of Rader. I'm gonna hurt those guys for running almost I mean, they're not identical paint schemes, but just seeing a Bass Pro Shop emblem on the hood of a car, it's like, that's my best turkey impression. So, oh man, he just getting back to the throttle when the wheel is probably not as straight coming off of turn number 4. Like we talked about, that wheel slippage can really get you, Brian. Coming over the bumps, doesn't matter where you at. That transition out of turn number 4, this pit camera right here, looking at the pit lane exit, you can see the transition, that swooping transition. There's a hump, there's a bump, you see it right there, and that's where your wheels are going to break loose. That's where they're going to slip. And Hartwell wins the race off pit road, it looks like.
Yes.
I gotta do my best to have like a Joshua Medlock impersonation, right? Every now and again. Gotta give him some loving.
Oh, absolutely.
Never know, he's out there doing his own thing as well. He's booked a lot of the times too. I think Wednesday is his only day off. I can't remember. I think it's Friday. No, it's not. We're us commentators and broadcasters, Brian, we're busy folk.
That we are. We try to stay busy.
Like I said, Brian, we ought to call these phone numbers and see if they're real phone numbers. I mean, I believe they are, right? But see if they're still in business. Dell Jr. does stuff like that. He'll look at old magazines or old like newspaper articles or something. If it's got an old phone number in it, like he'll call it.
Huh. So Zach Deutscher now got closer to the front of the pack. Well,
I feel like Dell has way too much time on his hands. Like, yeah, he's got what, 2, 3 daughters, but
2.
Even still, like he's for a retired, well, semi-retired racing driver, right? Because he still gets in the late model. He still runs, 2, 3, 1 Xfinity race a year, depending on that Hellman's deal that he always has with Hellman's, right? So,
Yeah. Out of all sponsorships, a jar of mayonnaise. Out of all things.
hey, it's had some good throwback paint schemes and even some good paint schemes too. Like,
Oh yeah. It's kind of got his father's old look to it.
basically, you slap Wrangler letters on those cars instead of Hellman's. Now, getting the green flag with 9 laps to go, under 10 to go here at Nashville Fairgrounds. I wish we actually saw real. I'm not going to go there. Anyway, so JJ underneath, trying to take second away from Nick Rader here. Everybody's going to go for all they can, all they got. Coming through 3 and 4, 8 to go at the stripe. Brandon Hartwell, Nick Rader, JJ there, Josh Jones. Is that not a name of a UFC wrestler, or am I thinking of like Drew? Who am I thinking of?
There is Jones Drew.
But isn't there a Josh Jones? Or anyway, I don't care about UFC that much. I just remember playing them. No, well, I mean, even then, I never got to see the pay-per-views that he was a part of. So, anywho, yeah, I still don't get to watch those. I don't.
Why?
I care more about storyline. You don't know that I'm going to watch. It's not this weekend, is it?
Yes, it is. Saturday.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm probably going to be busy watching Le Mans. I got to get my motorsports junk in. Yeah. That sounds a lot better than what I was going to say. I could watch wrestling. I could watch the pay-per-view off my tablet on the old Peacock app. There you see Nick Rader. He getting loose again right there in the center of 1 and 2. He hit the bumps wrong, and the car almost kicked out from underneath him. Luckily, he saved it. This caution really helped Zach Deutscher. Zach's trying to battle back to a third-place spot here, trying to take it away from JJ. 3, 2. I'm so confused.
2 laps to go.
Well, how many? 2 laps to go. Thank you, Brian. Coming to the white flag, presented by Brian Huntley here. So, white flag, yeah, you, because you told me what lap it was. White flag is out. Marty Flagman's arm, waving that flag. Oh my goodness, here we go. Brandon Hartwell looks like he's going to win this race, but what about the third place battle here? Oh man, coming to the strike, JJ's going to edge out Zach Deutscher for third position. Nick Rader gets second. Brandon Hartwell, big congratulations to Hartwell, man. Nick Rader and Brandon Hartwell, Zach Deutscher, they had the 3 dominant cars this race. But Brandon Hartwell walks away with his victory here this evening at the Nashville Fairgrounds in the SRU Xfinity Series. So a big congratulations to Hartwell here. Tough race, tough track. We saw how rough and tough and bumpy it was. Brandon Hartwell, Nick Rader, Josh Jones. Yeah, that rounds out the podium finishers. What now?
Racing Electronics. Those are the ones that do the radios for the tracks.
Zach Deutscher, Jeff Gilmore rounds out the top 5. Michael Yarrow, Kyle Munson, Terry DeGay, Michael Palmer, Mark Kosick, that rounds out the top 10. Bobby Ditto, Philip Bridgman, Kevin Roy. That is the starters that started, and Paul Buzz Cohen back there just sitting around. Anyway, we're going to wrangle up our podium finishers. Just a moment.
So our first one would be Josh. Josh, you got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir, I do.
How's it going, sir?
Oh, a little tired, worn out.
Well, I agree with you. This track can be brutal, especially with the surface that it is, with a lot of different changes to the track. So awesome job on the P3 finish. It was a tussle and a half the last few laps there with you and Zach. Walk us through how your race went overall, and maybe what was some of the difficult finesse of the track, and maybe what you probably could have done to improve, well, not really improve, but get that racecraft a little bit better to maybe have a chance to go up there and fight for the lead.
Yeah, most definitely. The right rear is wearing off too much, and then sometimes I drive in too hard and I push it, so my right front was grinding off too fast. I needed to try to save the right rear and right front a little bit more, coast through the center of the corner. But the last few laps is just trying to run qualifying laps without spinning out. It's the main thing there. We'll get them next time.
Yes, sir. This track is brutal on tires, especially with these cars, with about somewhat how heavy these cars are. They will tear up the right rear tires a lot. I noticed because I did a couple of races here last week or the week before, and this track was brutal. Doesn't like tires, but anyway, I do believe next week, Will, correct me if I'm wrong, are they heading to Nashville? I mean,
New Hampshire.
Yes, New Hampshire. So what is going to be your mindset going into New Hampshire, and probably have a fight to at least race for the win there?
Probably have to try to figure out how to get it to rotate through the center better so I don't wear out my tires. I'll have to do some more practicing.
So what I can tell you is lift early, let the car rotate. 1 and 2, middle to high groove will be the best option. 3 and 4 will be the middle to low lane. Lift earlier going into the turns. That's the best advice that I can give. Don't get throttle happy. Let it roll some time. And just let everybody abuse their tires. But if you lift a little earlier, you're going to protect the tires pretty damn good. So that's the strategy going into New Hampshire. Hopefully it works for you. If not, then,
I'll come talk to you. Thanks for the information, man. Appreciate it.
No problem. We raced a lot of New Hampshire. Will can tell you. We raced a lot of New Hampshire. So I kind of treat these
Brian
cars,
likes to be a driver coach.
If it can help somebody, why not give the advice?
Oh well, yeah. That I wasn't meaning it in a
No,
bad
no,
way,
no. I
Brian.
know that. No, I know that. But I'm saying, I'm like,
I like to be a driver coach too at times. It can be helpful.
absolutely, you can help someone improve. To actually go out there and fight for a chance to win. Then there you go. So when you practice, try that, and then maybe a different opinion option too. I'd then try a 14-1, maybe somewhere around there. But then that should do it. So maybe drop the brake buys too as well. But anyway, awesome job on a podium finish here, Mr. Josh. Any final thoughts, shout outs you want to give before we get you back up there?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting and all the people at the SRU and American Hero Hunt.
Yes, sir. Absolutely great job, buddy. And hopefully be looking forward to see what you got next week at New Hampshire.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem, buddy. You have yourself a good night. All right, well, you can take it away with Nick Rader.
Yay! Hey Nick, what's up? How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm fairly decent. How about yourself, man?
Not too bad. Pretty good
Long
race.
time no talk. Yeah. Fantastic. That was a lot. Good, clean side by side racing between you and Hartwell. Tell us about that before we dive into anything else.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Going side by side. The tires were just lack of rear grip here. You got to easy in, hard out, but it just has a lot of power for the lack of rear grip, and it's just all about saving those rear tires. And I did a pretty good job for a while, but towards the end of that run, it started getting pretty squirrely. Made a couple mistakes that I shouldn't have, and he got to my door, and we ran, I don't know, 8-10 laps side by side, and then
Majestic. I'm sorry, Nick. I was just saying it like it was awesome. Like how long you guys were side by side for.
yeah, it was really cool. 10, 12 laps. We were just side by side. Nobody giving an inch. I don't think we touched each other. It was just a lot of fun.
You guys washed up a little bit, but never touched. You and Zach, I think, had a good battle there at one point too. I like the maroon numbers. If only I could see them a little bit better. But the maroon, I'm a Mississippi State fan, so maroon, heck yeah. Anywho, Nick. So the bumps really after the longer the run got you. The bumps seem to really get you out with the older tire, especially turn 4. Well, why was turn 4 such a treacherous corner here, or maybe just this evening, Nick? Explain.
Yeah, turn 4. It's just they have a few bumps down low. They got a bump up high, and as you come down, it's right in the center of it. And it kind of, if you hit it right, it kind of turns your car off the corner and allows you to drive straight off. If you go over it or straddle it or get it, it really upsets the car, and you really got to correct it. And when you're racing side by side like that, there's just not a lot of time or room for error like that. And if somebody else hits it better than you, they're going to take full advantage. So it's lap after lap, you got to be locked in and just make sure that you're doing the same thing over and over again.
Exactly, almost like qualifying laps. What more? What more could you have had or need or done to maybe get Hartwell tonight, Nick?
Just the restart, I think. I kind of jumped it on accident, and I felt it was right to give him the position back.
Right.
I just hit it a little too soon, just trying to get every inch of it, trying to get side by side into 1 and 2. But that for me, I think, was the key. I just lost it there, as I couldn't get side by side with them, and then I made a couple mistakes trying to overdrive the entry and had to back it up, and I was catching them there for a minute, but just couldn't get enough after that. I couldn't stay side by side with that. Was really my only shot. We're so equal and even, and everything's so competitive that it's just you can't make those mistakes and win races.
Exactly. Next week, Nick, one of the flattest tracks on the circuit in New Hampshire. What's the thoughts, preparation, the prayers going into New Hampshire?
Yeah, those are always a fun one. Flat, kind of just low speed, get it to turn, back off again. I like New Hampshire, so put in some practice this week, and we'll try to go get them.
Final thoughts, shout outs, anything else you'd like to add before we let you go celebrate this podium finish, Nick?
No, thank you guys for broadcasting. Thanks to whoever puts it on, and you guys, and my spotter Zach, and looking forward to see you guys next week.
Wrongage?
Yeah.
Yep.
Why is Wrongage not out here racing? You don't need Wrongage as a spotter. He's a good. Come on, Wrongage. Anyway, that's just me. I know Wrongage from Xbox days, Nick. I was just beating his bones. Anyway, Nick, catch you next week at New Hampshire. Great to talk to you again. Later, Nick.
See you guys.
See ya. All right. Yep, that's just me never saying, hard to say goodbye to people that I don't even know, Nick. It's just, he's just one of those chill guys. It's easy to talk to. Now, the race winner, hey, JJ, another JJ the Jet Plane, has subscribed. Thank you.
That's probably Josh Jones. Hartwell.
Man, can I not make jokes?
It's been a long minute.
Man, you get to say hi. Hey, Hartwell.
How y'all doing?
Doing wonderful. You guys had a wonderful race here this evening. Tell us about trying to, just kind of beat everybody off with a stick.
I don't know. I just tried to stay up front. I stayed second most of that race. And save some tires behind the leader and watch him just do his thing. And I kept wrapping that bottom and coming out of 4, and it worked real good all race. And then me and Yarrow had a heck of a battle to pass him with 10 to go or something like that on track.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, Judge! Oh, sorry.
Awesome race.
Whoa.
That's 3 in a row for me. These last 3 weeks, so I'm happy.
Well, that's some good knowledge to know. Thank you, Brandon, for telling us that. Maybe going for 4 in a row next week at Loudon.
Oh. Loudon? I hate that track.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it my all.
Hey man, I was only good there a couple of times in my pro sim amateur racing career. So hey, it's always one of those iffy tracks. You never know. It almost reminds me of Martinsville. You never know if it's going to be a caution fest, if it's going to be good, smooth. You're going to get kind of just bored, nobody to race with after you get struck. Anyway, Brandon. So
Bass Pro Shops helmet. Look at that.
Everybody kind of. You're good. Brandon, everybody trying to avoid the bumps here on the bottom for the most part, but you didn't really fear them all that much. You tried as much as you could to get anything going in any lane, but mainly that bottom. Tell us about, just trying to, I was saying earlier in the broadcast, respect the bumps, right?
Oh, yeah, you definitely got to not go in too hard and hit them bumps. Still braking, because then your rear end will just underneath you. And I was braking early, lifting early, but there at the end, I was giving a little more, and that's how I was able to get by radar.
I just have a quick question. Are you and Rated teammates?
No, we are not.
Okay.
Just affiliated, buddies or something, right? No, I'm just kidding.
It was throwing.
We've been racing on here for a while, and I know that I could race him hard just like I can Yarrow and get clean, respectful racing out of it.
Yeah. Well,
you guys about confused me a couple of times.
Exactly.
Yeah, with the Bass Pro Shop on the hood. Whenever I just see Bass Pro Shop, I'm like, yeah, that's blah, blah, blah coming at us. But no, that's, exactly. But I know you guys were in two totally different paint schemes. But like I said earlier, you just see Bass Pro Shop and you're like, oh, that's so-and-so. Like I did last night. If you remember last night, I was calling the race. Well, not... Man, that was 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago. Sunday night, I was calling the race, and I thought Jason Cavaney was you because his number 26 almost looks like a 25, and I swear I've seen you race a Mobile 1 paint scheme before, and I'm like, oh, Brandon Hartwell there, and Josh was like, Brandon Hartwell isn't here, Will, and I'm like, all right, my apologies, I thought that was his number, but yeah, I just had to squeeze that in there. I thought that was, anyway, kind of related, but yeah, just tell us about just trying to, like you were saying earlier, conserve the tire here and still have that longevity, because it seemed like once we almost got to a decent long run, Nick's car just kind of, I don't want to say fell off, but it just plateaued, right? And you had that longevity. Tell us what you need here at Nashville, like backing up the corners or just getting it pointed in the right way into these corners. What is it, Brandon?
I don't know. I just, like you said, I backed up the corners quite a bit and broke earlier than what most people were, and just hit a consistent line most of the race and just kept running it. And coming out of 2, you really can't get on the throttle as soon as you think, or you're just going to spin the tires all the way down the backstretch. And I was able to do that, use a lot of throttle control at this track, and that's key.
Well, Brandon, I think I've talked enough. You barely talked at all, but congratulations overall. I kind of feel like it was a hard-fought victory for you because of just, how much you kind of fought on the bottom lane and were side by side, trying to find a way around Nick at that one point. And, you had Zach up here at one point as well before he had his misfortune. But any final thoughts, shout-outs, anything else you'd like to add, Brandon, before we let you go celebrate this win here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds?
Shout out to SRU for putting on another good race. We had a couple cautions, but it was still a decent race overall. You guys for putting on a broadcast. It's awesome that we're getting an Xfinity Series broadcasted now, because we've had some awesome racing this year. And my teammate that was in the field tonight, BFR Racing, Josh Jones.
Hey, JJ the jet plane.
Okay. So
yeah,
he's your
I need to
teammate, okay.
I need to stop calling him that. I'm so sorry. I see somebody with like the initials JJ. I'm just like JJ the jet plane. Anyway, yes, Brandon, congratulations on the win here tonight. Maybe try your luck next week at Loudon. How do you think? Sorry?
I said, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to give it everything the car's got.
Yes, sir. Well, hopefully we'll be talking to you next week. Like I said, just congratulations on the victory here tonight. And, yeah, man, go celebrate.
Alrighty, thank you, fellas.
No problem.
Man, you think I could talk enough? So, that'll do it here tonight for the SRU Xfinity Series coming at you from Nashville Fairgrounds. I misread and I thought it was Super Speedway again tonight, like it was. Anyway, so which it's not really a super. We're not going to get involved in that. Anyway, so yes, lovely race this evening. Only a few cautions sprinkled in here and there. The stage caution as well. Some do count it, some don't count it. It still counts as a caution. I'm going to count it, whatever. So, great race, like I said, Brian. Next week, we're going to New Hampshire, way up there on the eastern seaboard, for the SRU Xfinity Series. Tomorrow night, it is the Bearded Bear Customs.
Fixed Cup
I
Series.
said it.
Yeah, you're right. You said it right.
Anyway, Cup Series from Second Division up in Canada. What? That's how you got it. That's how you say it.
I know it is.
Anyway, thank God we're not going to the Nürburgring, and then you're gonna sit over there and laugh at me every time we're gonna be looking and cars going into the foxhole or up to Flats or. Never mind, we're not going there either.
They wanted me to do it, but I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, you're gonna hear Will speak German half a lap. Anyway, so good night. We wish everybody the best until tomorrow. Same bat channel, slightly different bat time as normal. So we thank everybody for coming out, tuning in, cheering on your favorite SRU Xfinity driver, or favorite driver in general, or just hanging out with me and Brian in the booth.